unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Ajuatin Krama Domina. Coming up, minority in Parliament to boycott vetting of Deputy Trade Minister designate Kofi Ahenkrama today over concerns of an elephant-sized government.
The caucus is affronted by the already large size of the Akufo-Addo government and its poor economic performance. We are again unable to support this nomination by President Akufo-Addo.
Also coming up, Judicial Service sues Attorney General, Lands Commission and oil marketing company Frims Oil over encroachment on residences of former High Court judges. Still in the bulletin, national executives of NDC meet central regional executives of the party today over decision to withdraw as central parliamentary candidate.
1, to bring further and better particulars of the matter. 2, to be able to justify or explain what would have informed the region to take such a decision at these critical hours of the campaign season.
And later, plastic manufacturers meet police today over their planned protest on July 10.
We'll have some engagement with the police, make sure the plan for the demonstration is well catered for.
Stay with us for details of these and more stories coming your way in the next 30 minutes. Remember, this bulletin is live around the globe on citinewsroom.com, on YouTube and on Facebook. You can find us on Citi 97.3 FM. Across the country, we're live on a number of affiliates. If you're in the Upper West region, this is Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, Jurapa 96.1 FM in Jurapa. In the Upper East region, this is Recast 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, you can tune into North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In Northeast, this is Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. In the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade. Ashanti region, you can find us on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi, Orange 107.9 FM. Also in Kumasi, if you're in the Volta region, this is Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala. And Holy 98.5 FM in Aplao. In the Savannah region, Kasha 99.5 FM in Damongo. And in the Bono region, this is J Life 95.5 FM in Sunyai.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your company this afternoon. Let's begin from Parliament. And the Minority Caucus says it will boycott today's vetting of the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry nominee, Kofi Ahenkrama. They are protesting the size of the Akufo-Addo government, viewing this appointment as burdensome to Ghanaians. Kofi Ahenkrama, the Member of Parliament for Achiase, was nominated following Stephen Amo's reassignment to the role of Deputy Finance Minister. Minority Leader Dr. Kesiola Toforsin stated their refusal to participate, citing ongoing complaints about the government's expansion despite economic hardships. Here are excerpts of a statement released by the caucus.
The caucus is affronted by the already large size of the Akufo-Addo government and its poor economic performance. We are again unable to support this nomination by President Akufo-Addo at this time because our country has gone through and continues to go through very difficult periods, including crippling economic crisis, food insecurity, debt default as a result of excessive borrowing, corruption in government and wasteful and reckless expenditures. with ordinary Ghanaians going through excruciating hardships and businesses relocating from Ghana as a result of the high tax regime created by Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. One would have expected the president to downsize his already large government. This would have sent a signal to the people that the president was mindful of the economic realities and was willing to do things differently to restore the needed confidence in the economy. Thus, the president continues to nominate additional ministers to his already large-sized government, as this injury time demonstrates a lack of appreciation of the economic mess that his government has unleashed on Ghanaians as a result of its bad economic policies.
You heard excerpts of a statement released by the Minority Caucus announcing their decision to boycott the vetting of Deputy Trade Minister Designate Kofi Ahinkramafu today, and read to you by Citi News' Fauzu Masawudu. Now, the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association is meeting with the police to discuss their planned July 10 demonstration against the government's new 5% excise tax on local plastic products. The association's June 27 ultimatum to suspend the tax has expired without government response. They plan to protest alongside the National Association of Sachet and Packaged Water Producers and the Plastic Sellers Association. Now, president of the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association, Ebo Botre, in an interview with Citi News, stated they are finalizing protest arrangements with the police.
We don't hear from the government. Well, there is some indication that we might expect to hear from government, but on the very normal circumstance, you need to notify the police at least 6 working days before you embark on that activity. And that is why we are giving the police an intention that come 10th July, if we do not hear from government, then we will embark on this demonstration with our stakeholders. It's a part of series. The final activity that might happen will be a total shutdown, which will be indefinite. We need to discuss the plan for the demonstration. I think normally when you put in such notice, the police will have some engagement with the police to make sure the plan for the demonstration is well catered for.
You heard the president of the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association, Ebo Boche. Well, the group intends to converge at Obra Sport and move through the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue through the Accra Technical University to the ministry and then end at the Finance Ministry to register their displeasure over the imposition of the tax. That's if the police agrees to this particular route. But let's move on from the story now. And the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOCSAG, has announced a nationwide strike set to commence tomorrow. The association's decision is in response to the government's failure to implement a new salary structure that was agreed upon over a year ago. Despite approval from the Minister of Employment and Labour Relations and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, the agreed upon structure remains unimplemented. CLOCSAG has indicated that it has exhausted its patience and will proceed with the intended strike starting tomorrow. To more stories this afternoon, the Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, has refuted allegations that the government provided inaccurate information regarding its agreement with Independent Power Generators Ghana. The power generators had challenged the government's claim of reaching an agreement for debt reduction with a 5-year payment plan, calling it misleading. Dr. Amin Adam addressed this issue during a joint press conference in Accra with officials from the Bank of Ghana and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF.
For once, let's see each other as partners in development and work together to develop our country for the benefit of our people. If we did not reach agreement with Assembly, does that amount to no reaching agreements with IPPs? 5 out of 7. And the headline out there is that government lied, it did not reach agreement with IPPs. Why would government lie? What is our interest to lie to the people? Same person, if you recall, put out false information that government owes IPPs $2 billion. And this information put out there misled the former President Mahama to repeat it in a tweet that he issued recently, blaming the doomsday for the $2 billion United States. When the IPPs know that we've reconciled the debt arrears with them, and it is about $1 billion United States dollars, which we have now reached an agreement to restructure. It's not healthy for our country.
That's the Finance Minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. Now, bringing you one of our headline stories, the Judicial Service of Ghana has filed a lawsuit against the Attorney General, the Lands Commission, and oil marketing company Frames Oil Company Limited over a disputed land opposite the American Embassy in Cantonment in Accra. The service claims ownership of the land and 6 bungalows previously housing justices. They seek a declaration of lawful occupancy, nullification of any sale or lease, damages, and an injunction against the defendants. The suit aims to protect the property from alleged encroachment and unauthorized development. Now, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Minister Stephen Asamoah Boateng has warned that unresolved conflicts leading to the 2024 general elections could invite terrorist infiltration. At the National Peace Crusade Tour launch in Koforidua, he stressed that terrorism threats have prompted the government to issue a nationwide alert following extremist attacks in neighboring countries. The minister underscored the importance of addressing these conflicts to prevent potential security risk and maintain stability during the upcoming electoral period.
If we are not careful, we are dangerously drifting into very challenging times ahead of us. Some reports in the media gives an indication of frightening rhetorics coming from some people in the 2 main dominant political parties and gives concern to all of us. From the opposition end, we hear language like if we don't win, it means they have rigged it. We hear words like, we are coming in 2025 and we will do so and so, arrest this person, prosecute this one. And the government is not prepared to hand over. These are very worrying sentiments that should give all of us the red alert.
Well, the Chieftaincy Minister further urged state institutions, especially the Electoral Commission, to be open, fair and impartial by involving stakeholders in key decisions to safeguard the peace in the country.
We must also play our part. The institutions of states must sit up. The Electoral Commissions must be seen to be open, fair and impartial. They must involve all their key stakeholders to have a buy-in in their key decisions. And indeed, we are happy when the Peace Council Executive Secretary announced that by their efforts, the opposition party, specifically the NDC, was convinced to join the IPAC meetings when they had abandoned it at some point. But it's important that we all sit together and judge rather than be angry with each other. We are one people.
Stephen Asamoah Boateng is the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Well, on his part, the Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council, George Amos, stated that they will engage in broader consultations to ensure political parties and their presidential candidates commit to a peace pact ahead of the polls.
We are going to launch a team to monitor election-related conducts. So we have already launched one to monitor the media space together with the Media Foundation for West Africa. But next week, we are launching another one to monitor code of conduct for political parties. Manager, we have also set up what we call Election Response Group, National Election Response Group, and we are having one also to take care of the regions. And we've clustered the country into 5. So Eastern region will join hands with the Volta region, the OT region, to take care of what we call the early warning signs so that we can provide early responses. We have also, together with the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, going to conduct 5 dialogues in 5 different places. Indeed, that one, Koforidua would benefit, or the Eastern region for that matter would benefit.
You heard Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council, George Amos, speaking at a National Peace Crusade tour in the Eastern region. But here in Accra, the council has also been warning against involving the judiciary and state institutions in highly politicized discussions. Chairman of the Council, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edu-Gyamfi, speaking at a peace dialogue, says such involvement undermines institutional integrity and erodes public trust, potentially destabilizing national peace. He urged public support for state institutions in fulfilling their mandate, highlighting the importance of maintaining their impartiality.
Last Sunday, the president of the Bar Association made a clear statement that the politicians should not bring the politics into the judicial system. You know, cases go to court. You either put up a good case or not. And if you lose a case, you don't go to the media and start making noise. You know, get a good case. We've had situations where government has lost cases, hasn't we? We've had it. So if we've had those situations, why do we then think that every case that somebody loses is because somebody has paid somebody? So we keep getting all these things, and it gives the judiciary bad publicity. But I think that the institutions of peace and justice in this country must be protected. And when I talk about Peace Council, Electoral Commission, the judiciary, these institutions must be protected. The public must know that if we run these institutions down, there'll be trouble. You know, these are things that everybody must be worried about once we see these things going on. And we think we need to rise up and defend these institutions.
That was the chairman of the National Peace Council, Dr. Ernest Edu-Gyamfi. You're also listening to the Citi Prime News. Still ahead in the bulletin, national executives of the NDC meet as Central Regional Executives today over decision to withdraw as Central Parliamentary candidates. We'll tell you more shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Is your essay ready? Have you already submitted it? In 2024, who will be crowned the new champion? We are getting closer and closer to the deadline for submission. As a JHS student, don't miss out on the opportunity to win a whopping 10,000 Ghana cedis and an entire year of bragging rights for being the very best JHS student in Ghana. Additionally, you get to have your voice and thoughts heard nationwide as you contribute to national discourse. Here's how to join the Literacy Challenge 2024. In not less than 600 words, write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see, and how can young people contribute to making them happen? Scripts must be in your own handwriting. Script must be endorsed by a parent. Add your full contact details. Deadline Saturday the 13th of July 2024. Submit entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV in Tesano or 97.3 Citi FM in Adabraka, or send it to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For inquiries, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap. Feel fresh, feel alive. From the House of Wilma Africa Limited. Fortune spread for bread. Yummy, delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Wilma Africa Limited. Ruby Biscuits by M4 Foods and Perspectives Ghana Limited.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's bring you some other stories. Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwu has called on the military to maintain strict political neutrality throughout the 2024 December elections. Speaking at the Republic Day lecture at the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College 1, Dominic Nitiwu said the military's primary duty is to protect the national integrity. He stressed their critical role in safeguarding democracy and cautioned against partisan involvement.
Some of the incidents we have talked about have resulted in fatalities that could have been clearly avoided if we were armed with the requisite knowledge about how the military works and the mindset of a trained military personnel. Therefore, the symbiotic relationship between the military and the civilian populace in national development and cohesion is therefore important and for me cannot be overemphasized. It is pertinent for the military, regardless of government or political interference, to discharge its duties professionally in the interest of the populace by creating a safe, secured, and conducive environment for national development. I say it without regret and with a very, very stern face that the military have no business supporting any political party, whether in government, during elections, or after elections. Your job is to stand in the middle and make sure that the people of Ghana have the government they have voted for. That's your job.
Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwu. Now, security analyst Colonel Festus Abuaji, retired, has argued that Ghana's 30-year democracy has not delivered expected benefits to citizens. His comments follow former National Security Minister Francis Poku's public lecture expressing concern over waning confidence in democratic governance. Francis Poku warned of potential political instability if issues are not addressed. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Colonel Festus Abuaji, retired, criticized the narrow view of democracy as just quadrennial voting, suggesting a deeper interpretation is needed to realize democracy's full potential for Ghana's citizens.
Democracy is not delivering. And this erroneous misconception on the part of politicians and several people that democracy means every 4 years we go and queue and then we vote a government, some people into government, and that is democracy. That is not democracy. What are the reasons why we elect people into office? We elect them so that they will manage the affairs of the state, the economics, the social aspects, the political aspects, the security aspects, the governance aspects, all aspects, to improve upon the livelihood or the well-being of the people. Now, what we've seen over the last 7 years, to use it as a time frame, is not democracy. The well-being of the individual has worsened.
Colonel Festus Abuaji, retired, is a security analyst. Away from that now, NDC Central Regional Executives are meeting with the national leadership of the party today regarding the suspension of Nurin Shaibu Mijema, their parliamentary candidate for Asin Central. Mr. Mijima is accused of impregnating the constituency secretary's wife, allegedly damaging the party's reputation. The national leadership has declared the suspension illegal and aims to hear both sides. The Deputy General Secretary of the party, Mustafa Bande, speaking on Channel 1 TV's newsfeed, expressed confidence that the issue will be resolved to ensure the party's victory in Asin Central.
It was wrongly taken, which is why the party, through the General Secretary, summoned the leadership of the region, 1, to bring further and better particulars of the matter, 2, to be able to justify or explain what would have informed the region to take such a decision at these critical hours of the campaign season.
So as it stands, Mr. Mijima is still the parliamentary candidate for Asin Central?
He is.
How are you hoping to resolve this issue?
Well, it will depend on today's meeting, where leadership will be meeting with the region. Because they are officers, that is why they have been summoned to bring further and better particulars, appearing before the National Executive Committee, depending on how the conversation goes. We do not believe that the factions are too much to destroy the candidates' chances of winning that seat in that constituency. I mean, Midima is somebody who is loved by the constituency. He was elected overwhelmingly by the branch executives of that constituency. And clearly, because Canada Japan is not contesting that seat, the NDC have a chance of winning that seat very easily. And so we will look at that and look at the surrounding circumstances and look at the issues that are evolving, investigate the issues just so to give parties fair hearing.
Mustafa Gbande is Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. Let's stay with the party now because the family of the women's organizer for Tema West of the NDC, Paulina Lemisi, is appealing to the public to help in relocating their missing relative. According to her brother Paul Anamde, Paulina left home on June 12th and has since not returned. The matter has been reported to the police, who have initiated investigations. Speaking to City News, Paul Anamde urged the public to assist in locating Paulina.
She left home after misunderstanding with the husband, and then the phone had been off since then. All efforts to reach any place we think she's gone there, got to no avail at the moment.
She left with her husband?
No, she left alone.
When?
That was on the 12th of June. A report was made and then issued that paper also for publication to be made in the media, and that is being done at the moment. We have to do the publication, and then if after 7 days we don't hear anything, then they can get to a court order for the telco to release their conversations also. Yeah. We pray we find her very safe, because I don't know what to spark her out for this very long time. However, she's living with them to back home.
Paul Anamde is the brother of the missing women's organizer for Tema West under the National Democratic Congress. Away from that now, the whole High Court will on July 29, 2024 deliver its ruling regarding the Santro Kofi Apafo Lipe and Lolobi election petition challenging John Peter Mewu's election as Hohoi MP. The case stems from 17,000 voters in the area being excluded from the 2020 parliamentary elections due to the creation of the Uti region. 5 petitioners seek to nullify Amewu's election, citing a violation of voting rights. The NDC hopes the court will address the alleged injustice to Sao residents. Voter Regional Secretary of the party, James Gunu, addressed the media following today's hearing.
We are confident that we have a very good case, and we believe that no matter how Amewu runs away from this case, he can only run away from his shadows. But definitely the day of judgment will come. And if you run as the horse, definitely he can never hide. So on the 29th of July, that is the judgment day, and we are expecting good news, because justice delayed is justice denied. Definitely the good people of SAR deserve better. And then also what the Electoral Commission did is actually a crime against humanity. As we speak, people are paying tax. They don't have any representation in parliament, and they don't see anything wrong with this.
You heard the NDC's Voter Regional Secretary, James Gunu. Let's now move away to other stories. A non-governmental organization, World Vision Ghana, is urging the government to address the demands of school feeding caterers for an increase in the per child feeding amount from 97 pesos to 1 cedi 50 pesos. The NGO argues that the current amount is insufficient. Child Protection and Advocacy Manager at World Vision Ghana, Gregory Derry, made the call following a pre-launch campaign against child hunger and malnutrition. Gregory Derry also suggested extending the program to rural areas if feasible.
Things have become hard. How do you feed a child with 1 cedi 20 pesos per day when the cost of one bowl of tomato is more than 1 cedi 20 pesos? Okay, if you and I were in the same state, would we want our children to eat the same food from this 1 cedi 20 pesos? I'm sure it is certainly not. So we want to call on government to do something about it. We know our president, His Excellency Nanado, and the Vice President, His Excellency Mahmoud Bawumia, have said it once again. The money is in the Bank of Ghana. Let's think about the future. Let's think about these students and ensure that they have adequate feeding.
You heard Child Protection and Advocacy Manager at World Vision Ghana, Gregory Derry. Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Babin, has reiterated his stance on the scrapping of ex gratia payments to Article 71 office holders, insisting that it no longer serves its intended purpose. According to him, the original intention behind ex gratia payments for certain public servants and political office holders was to combat corruption. But this is no longer the case in the current dispensation. Speaking at a forum organized by Parliament in Kumasi, Alban Bagbin says the rationale for introducing ex gratia payments has become obsolete and that payments should be abolished.
The concept was to assure them, don't think about yourself, think about the people you represent. Because after your office, we will take care of you. So it was to assist us to contain corruption. And I'm happy that a number of illustrious chiefs from this region were members of the Consultative Assembly. Unfortunately, in practice, it has not served its purpose. It has not been able to assist us to curb or contain corruption. And so when I made an attempt to contest as a presidential candidate, I did announce that if elected as president, I was going to ensure that that article is amended from the Constitution. I got a reaction, and the reaction was for my colleagues in Parliament to say that we don't support the candidature of Honorable Bagui.
Alban Sumana Kingsford Babin is Speaker of Parliament, and in Citi Prime News today. For more news, please log on to citinewsroom.com. My name is Ajuatin Kramadom, and many thanks for listening.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.